evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, May the 18th, 2021. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, music has returned to the Bonnaroo grounds. We have highlights from Tullahoma High School graduation, and an officer of the City of Tullahoma is honored as the Employee of the Month. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Hello, I'm Ray Norris, Mayor of Tullahoma. I want to thank the citizens of Tullahoma who've been following the CDC guidelines for helping prevent the spread of COVID-19. You've been wearing your mask, you've been getting your vaccinations, and I'll tell you, it's working. Today, our positivity rate is less than 5%. That's the lowest it's been since the earliest days of our pandemic. So, now I want to urge each of you to continue to follow these guidelines, and together, let's get this pandemic behind us and get our country back to the old normal where we need to be. Thank you.
I can think of this wonderful little woman that I had. She said, I can't talk. There's nothing there. And she said, I want my voice back. After the first session, she was loud. I'll never forget this. She said, there's a voice in me still. Whether it's Parkinson's or a stroke or whatever, they are not at the bottom, but they can always get better.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Welcome back. This weekend marked the first concert out at the Bonnaroo grounds since October 2019, when Jason Aldean played two sold-out shows at the slightly different socially distanced crowd who were waiting to enjoy some live music out at the farm. Just before the show, Andrew Todd spoke with head of Bonnaroo PR, Jeff Cuellar, about the event.
Jeff, it is great to see you again, brother. It's been too long, hasn't it?
It has been too long, and it's so wonderful to be back in Manchester and back on the farm.
We are on the farm, and there is live music tonight. Can you believe it?
I tell you, I got a little giddy last night during rehearsal just to see that, you know, we've got a band on a stage and things are happening. So yes, we've got Jason Aldean tonight, and it's going to be, the weather's gorgeous. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I tell you what, if we can for just a moment, as much as we all hate to, let's kind of backtrack a little bit and let's look back at 2020. Kind of give us a peek behind the curtain, behind the scenes. What was going on with Bonnaroo and through all the madness that was last year? How are you guys handling all of that?
You know, a lot of us adapt and change. Right. You know, we were rolling into the festival, you know, before information started to develop about, you know, where things were going. We had a sold-out event. We were ecstatic, and you know, all the planning was underway to have a very successful year. And you know, like everything, things change. Yeah. So we're forced to kind of adapt and think about, you know, the progression of that timeline. And as new information, you know, we were getting from CDC, government, everywhere, health officials, we're making the necessary changes because, as always, a safe event is our #1 concern.
Safety first.
Safety first, always, before we can start having fun. And so, you know, it was determined that, you know, 2020. June was not going to work. We thought we may have a window in September, off of the information. Yeah. That wasn't going to work as well. And then ultimately we were looking at June of 2021 and decided if we're going to have the best chance at having a full Bonnaroo, that September, Labor Day weekend was going to be our best shot. So here we are, 2021, and we are planning for a sold-out Bonnaroo in September.
And that's what I was saying. I was like, we can, as everybody wants to, we can put 2020 behind us and we can focus on getting back out here in 2021. And again, you said sold-out festival.
Sold-out festival.
One of the quickest ones, I believe.
If all of my past and historical data is correct, it is the fastest in terms of the number of actual days on sale.
That's fantastic. And before we even get to September, let's talk a little bit about the concerts on the farm that we're going to be having coming up. Tell us a little bit about those and how that came to be.
Yeah, so we you know, we're very fortunate. We're able to see kind of the things from the drive-in shows, you know, other pod concepts, even things were going on in Europe. And the one thing we were very fortunate of is, you know, the Bonnaroo Bonnaroo Farm has got space.
Yeah.
So from a social distancing standpoint and safety side, we're like, we can execute something probably on a larger scale than most are used to, and what's kind of been out there, and still be able to do it. And you know, everything's been kind of fluid because, of course, this whole thing has been adapt and change. As new information comes out, new science, we've been kind of going forward with that. So we put this concept together not only for, you know, a return to live, but also activating the farm. You know, I mean, that's one of the things we've strived to do ever since purchasing the property, is to do more activity. So this also gave us an opportunity to kind of test out some concepts, see how things work, as we are looking for the future and doing more on the Bonnaroo Farm.
It's crazy how an insane thing like 2020 can kind of give a window to, well, hey, let's try this out that we've been wanting to try anyway, right?
Exactly. That's it, seizing the opportunity. So, you know, a lot of us kind of took a step back, and we were all bummed not to, you know, to be out on the road and doing the things we do in terms of producing live events. But it did give us a lot of an opportunity to step back and say, okay, what can we do? How can we still impact people's lives in a very positive way and do things that, you know, that kind of start getting us closer to the end goal of full-on festival.
Of normalcy. Yeah. And of course, the virtual reality was a huge success. I thought it was fun. That was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun with that one. I mean, just kind of digging back through some of the archives and watching the James Brown set.
Oh, I know,
White Stripes set, and some of the newer things we did. I mean, even just having some fun with Doggy Dance Party with, you know, Tito's and the guys Save Our Stages.
Yeah, the guys from Old Crow who put on a great, you know, it was fantastic. It was so good.
It was a good time.
And again, we're looking forward to Labor Day weekend. We're going to be back on the farm, and boy, even just tonight, even just knowing that there's going to be live music on the farm, just it's a breath of fresh air.
Chill bumps.
Yes, exactly. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for everything you do, and thanks for talking with us as always.
Come join us. We've got more shows. We've got Jason Aldean.
I was going to say, tell us
tonight. Tomorrow night we still have pods for sale. We also have Billy Strings, John Pardee, and a run of the Avett Brothers in July. So come out to the Bonnaroo Farm and see us. We're going to have some fun.
It's going to be a good time as always. Jeff, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
We'll be right back in just a moment.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, you know, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Here at Stan McNabb Collision Center, we work with all major insurance companies, and we get the job done right the first time, on time.
Well, I grew up in Tullahoma. We'd always done business with Stan McNabb, so when we needed collision service after a run-in with a deer, we knew to call those guys. We already had trust with them. We called Cody. He took great care of us. He kept us posted every step of the way, and we couldn't have been more pleased.
Getting your vehicle back to pre-loss condition shouldn't be a headache. So in the event of an accident, contact me, Cody Hall, at Stan McNabb Collision Center.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. Tullahoma High School held its commencement ceremony on Friday night. Here we have a clip of Principal Jason Quick's opening remarks.
Over the course of this school year, one statement has been made to me more than any other. Wow, what a crazy year to start your tenure as principal at THS. This pandemic sure has made this year tough, huh? Every time I've always responded with, this has been the most outstanding year I have ever experienced. When they look at me perplexed, I then go on to tell them about the outstanding group of young men and women making up this extraordinary class of 2021. Over the past 18 months, your class has endured the most unique set of circumstances and challenges ever experienced by your generation and mine. The pandemic changed most every norm that we have accepted to be common. Yet you have embraced a new style of learning and a new style of living. And you had two choices: either adjust and adapt, or resist and decline. And not surprisingly, you chose to thrive. As the pandemic progressed, the most common phrase heard around the world was, "I just want everything to be back to normal like it used to be." Class of 2021, I'm here to tell you, things will never be the same as before, and that includes you. There are many words to describe your class. Normal is not going to be one of them. Take that however you want. As I finally think of you over the coming years, many words are going to come to mind. Determined, courageous, resilient. Without a doubt, these accurately describe you and your approach to the last 18 months. However, the most accurate word to describe the class of 2021 will cause me to think of you each and every day. That word is grit. Now, Webster's Dictionary lists two separate definitions for the word grit. The first is firmness of mind or spirit, unyielding in the face of hardship or danger. That describes you to a T. But that's not the way I'm looking at it. The second meaning is what I'm thinking of when I think of you. The structure of a stone that adapts to grinding. So how is this the one I chose for you? It's simple. Located a few hundred yards behind you, a boulder weighing over 20 tons was placed in the south entrance roundabout earlier this year. This stone will remind me of you every single day when I pull onto campus. It is strong, it is durable, it is unwavering, it is unshakable, and most importantly, it is well grounded, just like the class of 2021. Affectionately known as Red Rock, this stone has been used to paint messages for various activities, including homecoming and prom. Once the current event has occurred, the former message is painted over and replaced with a new one. Currently, the message reads, Class of 2021, and your signatures have been placed on there with a little white pen. Tonight, I want to tell you to the class of 2021, this sign and your signatures on that rock will sometime soon be removed in favor of a new sign for the next school year and next class of students. But hang on, don't be mistaken. Listen to me. While the paint may be removed, your impact on the class of 2021 will forever be etched in the history of Tullahoma High School and serve as a glowing example to the classes that follow you. You, my friends, have set the standard for determination, courage, trust, and grit that will lead our school to greater heights thanks to you. On behalf of my fellow educators, thank you for making us better at our craft. So, have any of you figured out the significance of the number 13514 and its extreme importance to me? No, it's not the combination to a locked vault or a portion of a winning lottery ticket. It is far more valuable than that to me. You see, 13,514 days ago, an 18-year-old man was sitting on the 14th row on this field. He had just completed his senior year and was ready to get on with the rest of his life. And, as has been experienced by most everybody in this audience, the unexpected twists and turns in life over the next 37 years proved to provide him with challenging, life-changing moments too many to count. Tonight is one of the most significant of his extraordinary moments in life. Never in a million years could he, nor anyone who knew him growing up, have seen him standing before you tonight in this role. Yet here I am. So, why will I... So, why will I remember the class of 21 so fondly and vividly? It's simple. You are the class that has allowed my life to come full circle. And for that, I will be ever thankful. And one more thing. For those that say you can never go home again, obviously, they've never lived in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
We'll be right back with more news in just a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. Also at last week's Tullahoma High School graduation, 2021 class president Petros Pizanos spoke to the crowd.
Good evening. My name is Petros Pizanos, and I am Tullahoma High School's class of 2021's senior class president. I'd like to begin by thanking the teachers and faculty, friends, and family of the graduates, and the class of 2021 for being here tonight. I welcome everyone to our graduation, and I'm honored to be in front of you speaking on behalf of my classmates and school. Everyone that will be walking across the stage tonight has been influenced by the teachers and faculty that we've been so fortunate to have guide and help us throughout our lives so far. To my fellow classmates, we got through a year where virtual education became an unknown obstacle. Yet in the face of it all, we adapted and evolved to the point where we're here tonight celebrating the commencement of a key part of our lives. I could not be more proud to call myself a part of the class of 2021, one that achieved the expectations and demonstrated what it meant to be successful. We have students going all across the state and nation, to other countries even, to further education and showcase just what Tullahoma can do. There will be times in our lives when we face a decision and it won't always be easy to make. Keep your goal in mind and fight to achieve it. Our successes will always define who we are, but our failures and regrets will be our biggest lessons. We will have supporters and we will have competitors, but throughout it all, welcome the healthy competition. Let's not be afraid to speak up for what's right, regardless if we're the only ones. Our voice may be the changing factor for everything, and we'll never know the right if we do not try to separate it from the wrong. Justice comes from action, and action comes from will. Plato, one of the greatest ancient Greek philosophers, once said, "Justice is the virtue of the soul." I believe all of us have the soul and will to be successful. It just takes the right moment and the right people to achieve that success. Oftentimes you will see how the people who are supposed to help you succeed may also be the ones who fail you. They will not understand our accomplishments, for they cannot understand or see our character. Be your own person. Stay true to who you are. Each and every one of you has that one defining quality about yourself, so find that and expand upon it. I congratulate you on completing a school year filled with countless unexpected twists and turns, and I cannot wait to see how our actions will define our boldness and initiating change will qualify our success. Action begets fortune, and fortune favors the brave. So go out and conquer. Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop-top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Rolling and growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash junking up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Welcome back. At last week's Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting, the mayor recognized the city's Employee of the Month.
Ms. Moody, I believe you have a certificate to make to one of our May Employees of the Month.
But she has worked hard for years on sex offender cases. She remains in contact with victims on her time off. She sets up training for all offices in the police department. And she's one of our firearms instructors. And now, as many of you know, she also has taken on work with the animal shelter. She always has a positive attitude and is never afraid to help out, give advice to those who may ask. And I certainly have witnessed that. I appreciate her willingness to always take on new challenges, learn new things. And with that, I'll just see if you have anything else you'd like to add.
Yeah, I would just like to add that Sergeant Pulowski, who's a 27-year veteran in law enforcement, there's a lot of things I admire about her and the work that she does for our agency, but one of the things that I really admire is that she takes an active role in mentoring our young officers and being there for them, as well as a challenge. She's not afraid of a challenge when it comes to things. She'll take things head on, even, you know, if she has to kind of learn her way through it or feel her way through it. And as the position that I'm in, another thing I very much appreciate about her is if I go to her and say, hey, Sarge, let me bounce something off of you right quick. What do you think about this, or where are you at with this? She's honest with me in her response. She doesn't tell me what I want to hear. She tells me what she thinks is the right thing in that situation, and somebody in my position, I very much appreciate that. So I'd like to invite Sarge up here. So.
I want to give you an opportunity to say something and also introduce who's here with you.
I just want to say thank you, Ms. Moody, and thank you, Chief, and I think Willie, I don't think he's here, but I appreciate him. I also wanted to, this is my husband, Tony Pulowski, and this is our new Animal Control Supervisor, Karen Boyd, and she's really done a lot to help the animal shelter, and Lieutenant Henderson, who has been with me for about 20 years now, so I just thank everyone.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma Director of Schools, Dr. Katrine Stevens, who will tell us about a new virtual school starting in Tullahoma, and we'll hear about the Mule and Bluegrass Festival coming to Shelbyville. All that and more on this week's Living.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental health care needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1962 at 94 degrees. The record low was in 1973 at 39 degrees. Average high on this day is 78, and the average low is 56. Mostly cloudy weather in the forecast for this evening with a low of 63. Partly sunny weather in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 83 and a low of 61. Mostly sunny weather expected on Thursday with a high of 85 and a low of 60. And that's our news leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.